Hello and welcome to Daily Records. I am Tommy Burton, and today's album is the self-titled album Traffic by the band Traffic. This was their second album, and it was released in October of 1968. Recorded at Olympic Studios in London, and also at the record plant in New York City. This album was produced by the great Jimmy Miller, who a lot of people know from Stones Records. But this, to me, is probably the most solid of all of the Traffic albums. Just song for song, it's really, really good. Let's show the book there. And of course, a lot of people know Traffic as the band that featured Dave Mason, Steve Winwood, Jim Capaldi, one of the first and great '60s English bands. Look at Steve on the front cover there, and the rest of the guys. But this album was described to me by a good friend, and I'm gonna use his description of the album in talking about it here. That this album is encrusted with goodness, and I tend to agree. So a little bit of history on it. They had a little bit of success with their first album, Mr. Fantasy, which I know a lot of people love. Dave Mason left the group. He went on to work with Family, and Rick Grech was in Family, who went on to be in Traffic. So there's a connection there when they went on the road. But by the time May of '68 hit, they had invited Dave Mason back, and he ended up actually writing and singing most of the songs on the album. Of course, this album does have their biggest hit, "Feeling All Right." So he was heavily involved in several songs: "Crying to Be Heard," "Vagabond Virgin," "Feeling All Right," "You Can All Join In." All of those are Dave Mason songs. "Don't Be Sad." But he really wasn't involved in any of the songs written by Jim Capaldi and Steve Winwood. But I think Dave Mason's always had a little bit of a pop bent to him. And I think that put him really at odds with Winwood and Capaldi and the rest of them, because they were more sort of jazzy. And so because of that, I think Mason contributed quite a few big hits for the band. But I think they were wanting to go into sort of a more musically diverse area. But so it was kind of a double-edged sword. He was writing these sort of catchy songs, but they were wanting to be more sort of jazzy. So he was out of the band by October. So he was sort of like Graham Parsons with the Byrds. He was only around long enough to contribute to this album, and then he was gone again. But as an album, it's solid. It's a great record, and like I said, that "Encrusted with Goodness" label I think really holds up. It's just an album of 10 songs that are gonna just pop right off the stereo, and to me, this album gives more about what Traffic really is about than anything. Of course, I'm a big fan of Dave Mason's writing. I think that he does write really, really good material, and so maybe being a Dave Mason fan draws me to this album probably more than some of the others, because this one's not quite as out there, as spread out, or as jammy, quote unquote, as some of the other Traffic material is. But overall, I give this album a total thumbs up. I think it's a fantastic rock album and a great document to this time period in this band. Traffic, the self-titled album by the band Traffic. Today's Daily Record. Comment down below. Tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Give me the thumbs up. Check out my other channel. Subscribe to it. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. It's TommyBurton75. In the meantime, I'll see you all again tomorrow with another Daily Record.